The Jade Palms definitely lived up to its marketing, Alys decided, as she walked through the enormous lobby toward the reception desk. The hotel's facilities occupied acres of what had once been Central Florida swampland, now transformed into graceful landscaping, embracing an international resort. According to the information package the Foundation had sent to her, the hotel offered a multi-level fitness and wellness center, 5 Olympic-standard pools, 2 movie theaters, a private river winding through a PGA-scale executive golf course, and various other amusements and amenities. The resort's restaurants, of which there were 9, ranged from casual Italian bistro to a 5-star formal dining room enclosed by glass walls and a skylight in the atrium. Designed to impress, Alys thought as she glanced up at the lobby's centerpiece, a 3-story stainless steel sculpture fountain. Whoever digs it up in 1,000 years will probably decide it was a mass burial tomb for pilgrims who came to worship the great god Disney, lord of the kingdom of mice. Arriving at the hotel marked the point of no return for Alys, and while her heart wanted to dance, the enormity of the task ahead kept her excitement and her emotions in check. Over the next 30 days, she'd either make a name for herself by unearthing evidence of her unorthodox theories, or dig a grave for her already dubious reputation and fledgling career. She talked her way onto this tightrope of a project, stretching her professional life between triumph and disaster. Now she had to keep a cool head while walking it. "This is what Robert wanted me to do," Alys reminded herself. Although she'd never spent much time with her legal guardian, he had provided her with the finest education in the world and the guidance she'd needed to make something of herself. Out of gratitude, she'd always tried to live up to his expectations. Robert's tragic death in a car accident hadn't changed that. If anything, she felt even more determined to prove his faith in her had been justified. At the desk, the discreetly suited clerk greeted her with a shallow smile. "Welcome to the Jade Palms, Orlando." He accepted the reservation email she handed to him as if it were a used tissue. He scanned the page and looked up at her. "You're with Dr. Stewart's team?" "Yes." She mirrored the clerk's frown. "Is something wrong?" He slid the email across the desk. "No, ma'am, we've been expecting you." He added another paper. She thumbed back the bill of her Red Sox baseball cap before she skimmed the printout, taking in the number of suites and rental cars that had been reserved and sorting them out in her head. "This is fine, except we won't need this many rooms right now," she advised him. 2 interns had to drop out, and I'm not sure when their replacements will be arriving. She wished she could have attracted more graduate students, or 1 or 2 of her colleagues, to join the project, but no one had taken it seriously, not even when she had landed the proper funding. The clerk was frowning at her again. "You were informed that we'll be staying here until the end of January, correct?" "Yes." He looked past her, his eyes moving from one side of the lobby to the other. She glanced over her shoulder at the mounds of cases, crates, and carry-alls the porters were still bringing in from the charter bus. "We'll be transporting our equipment out to the field tomorrow afternoon, so we'll need to use your storage area only for 1 day." He didn't seem to be paying attention to her anymore. "Did I forget to give you my credit card?" She began digging through her bag. The clerk politely cleared his throat. "Ma'am." "Here it is." Alys pushed 2 cards across the counter. "I'm sorry, but hotel policy requires that—" His voice trailed off as he glanced down. "Oh, pardon me, my error." Alys filled out the necessary paperwork while the clerk began stacking a pile of electronic swipe cards that served as keys to the hotel rooms. She just finished signing the last form when she heard young voices peppering the air and turned her head to watch a small herd of college students trudge across the polished black tile floor. "I'm here," she waved at them. The half-dozen interns hurried over to her and formed a tight, anxious half-circle as all of them began to talk at the same time. "I'm dying for a hot shower. One of those guys knocked over the GPR monitor case. We should check it out before they try to hide the damage. Some guy is looking for you." "Like you should talk. Does our grant cover room service?" "Are you going out to the site tonight?" Alys silenced them with a single 2-fingered whistle that made the desk clerk jump. "Sorry." She scooped up the keycards to the rooms and began handing them out. "Charles, you have to share the bath with your roommate, which means no 2-hour showers, please. Chan, once you've settled in, bring the GPR to my room. I'll check it."